So here is this problem. We're going to write an equation for an ellipse with vertices at -4, 0, and 4, 0. So that's the first thing you know. Ellipses always have two vertices and two foci. Okay, it's not like a, well, a circle would have, they would have endpoints of a diameter, okay? So what we're going to do is we have 4 steps that we have to complete. So the first step is we need to find the center because that's going to help us with our equation. Now, in order to find the center, we have to use the midpoint, just like we did for a circle. You guys, that's why we learned the midpoint in the distance formula, why we went over that. So the first thing you have to do is find the center because the center is going to determine what's in the numerator of your fractions. So in order to find the center, again, you guys, we're going to find the midpoint. So to find the midpoint, we add the x's and divide by 2. So what is my x1 value? My x1 value is -4. What is my x2 value? 4. And then we're going to divide by 2. What is my y1 value? 0. What's my y2 value? And we're going to divide by 2. And you guys, that's the midpoint. That's why you learn the midpoint, because in order to find the center, you always find the midpoint of the center. -4 plus 4 is 0. What's 0 divided by 2? 0 plus 0 is divided by 2. Okay, so that means that our equation in our numerators is just going to be an x squared and a y squared. You guys, if these were numbers, then we would do x minus that number and square it, just like we did for a circle. Y minus that number, square it just like a circle. We'll do more of those tomorrow. Okay, now we did that. So that's the first thing. That determines, again, you guys, the center determines what's in our numerator. Step 2, we have to find A because we need to know the major axis, okay? Now, to find A, the vertices, what we're going to do with the vertices is now, you guys, we know what helps us find A is the length of the major axis, okay? Well, the vertices are on the major axis. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the distance. Find the distance between the vertices. Okay, so D equals x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So you guys, center, use midpoint. If you're ever dealing with length, you're going to find the distance, okay? Now, what is 4 minus -4? 8, so we're going to have 8 squared. You guys, 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 squared is 0. 8 squared is 64. And the square root of 64 is 8. So what that just did is that found the length of the major axis, okay? Now, that's just the length. What we haven't found the value of A, you guys. All we found was the length. So to find the value of the major axis, which is the same no matter what, the formula is the same no matter if it's horizontal or vertical, what we're going to do is we're going to take 2A and we're going to set it equal to 8. That's the formula, that's the formula for a major axis. We're going to divide by 2 and we get A equals 4. So that's our A. So now we know what's in our numerator. Now we know that our A is 4. We will square that. Now the next thing that we have to do is we have to find the value of b. Okay, well, the only thing that we have, the value of b, is we have the length of the minor axis. Well, they didn't give us those vertices. Those vertices would be something different. But what we do know is there's a relationship. I know it's almost time you guys go. I want you to write this down. There is a relationship between c squared and a squared minus b squared. Okay, so how you find out c is from the foci. Right here, this is always, if there's a number 0, then this is a horizontal and your c is 2. And I forgot to make this, you guys at home, change that to a plus. So I'm going to put 2 squared. I know a is 4, and I'm looking for that b. Again, I got that c from the foci. So your foci is always going to be c, 0, or 0c. And now I'm going to solve this. 2 squared is 4. 4 squared is 16. I'm going to move 16 to both sides. I'm going to get negative 12 equals negative b squared. 12 equals b squared. Now normally I would say, hey, take the square root, but because we need b squared in our equation, we leave it like that. And then the final step is, okay, you guys, we're almost done. So the last thing that we have to do is write the equation. Now, there are two things that we know. We know the foci up here is C0, negative C0. That means from our information, if our foci was C0, negative C0, then it's a horizontal and it's going to look like this equation. So here we go. X squared, and then our major axis is going to be a squared. Well, 4 is our a, so square that, we get 16. Plus y squared. Well, we know b squared is 12, and then it equals 1. Again, because my foci was a number 0 and a negative number 0, that means my equation is going to be x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared. I know that again, and now you make sure 16 is larger. That's my a, this is my b, and this is my final answer. Okay? Thanks, guys, and have a great day.